Hi friends, welcome to CCNP-ROUTE, DHCP, IP helper address, GRE and NTP lab. So I don't have the questions. I'm going to explain the questions, then I'm going to do the lab. So in this diagram, we are seeing router 1, router 2 and router 3. Router 1 going to act as a DHCP client, router 2 as a DHCP relay and router 3 as a DHCP server. So router 3 is going to provide DHCP services to R1. So R1FA00 will be DHCP client. I'm not going to hard code the address. On the other hand, R2 fast Ethernet 00, I'm going to define the IP address. When you do this lab, then I'm going to enable OSPF. That's the plan. So when R1 get the address, when I enable OSPF, when I advertise the interfaces properly, automatically OSPF should come up. So that's part one. Part one is DHCP mainly, and also then we are going to go to part 2 of the lab. So in the part 2 of the lab, I'm enabling, so between router 1 and router 3, I'm going to enable GRE tunnel. So I'm going to create tunnel 0, I'm going to put IP address 150.50.50.1, and on tunnel 0 on R3 150.50.50.3. And on R1, the IP address to establish the tunnel will be whatever the DHCP address he is getting. And also on R3, the IP address will be 23.23.23.3. So R1 and R3, when they have a reachability, they can establish GRE tunnel. And I'm now going to create 2 more loopbacks. The loopback 100 on router 1 and router 3, as you see in the diagram. So I'm going to come up with the IPs 11, 11, 11 and 33, 33, 33. Then I'm going to enable RIP. So RIP on only router 1 and router 3, but router 2 is not in the picture. But so router 2, so 11, 11, 11 and 13, 13, 13 will exchange, but router 2 will not have any idea. So remember guys, GRE tunnel, if you want to establish, you need IP protocol number 47. So if anybody disable IP protocol 47, you will see GRE is not going to work. So we will see this example. We might not do DMVPN in CCNP-ROUTE class, but we are going to explain this one. Then in part 3, I want to bring NTP into the picture. NTP is nothing but network time protocol. I'm going to see what's the time on R3 and what's the time on R1. Then I'm going to hard code time on R3 to January 1st, 2015. Then I will make R3 as a NTP server. Then I will make router 1 as a NTP client. But I will make sure NTP communications are happen by using this loopback 100 IPs. And we will see R1 is getting time from router 3. So this lab is DHCP, GRE and NTP all together. As I said, I don't have solution, so you can stop the video and you can look how I'm doing. But so let's start doing the lab right now. So I have all the 3 routers, but nothing is pre-configured, router 1, router 2, router 3. So we will start guys, and as I do, I'm going to enable OSPF. Only at the end I'm going to enable DHCP server. So let's see guys, it's a good hands-on. I'm going to go to config T, I'm going to go to interface FA00. I'm going to type IP address DHCP. So this is the command. So I'm going to put a question mark. There are different options I'm not going to use. I'm going to say IP address DHCP. I'm going to say no shut. I know the IP address has to be 12.12.12 something. I'm not going to hard code. Then I will say interface loopback 0. Let's define the loopback to IP address 1.1.1.1. Mask is 255.255.255.0. And also let's enable OSPF, because we know we are going to enable OSPF. So router OSPF 1, only after it get IP is going to establish neighbor. Network 1.1.1.1 0.0.0.0 area 0. For the IP, even though I don't have IP on fast Ethernet 012, I know it should be 12.12.12.0 0.0.0.255 area 0. So if I type on this router show IP interface brief, I will not see any IP for fast Ethernet 00. But if I type, and also if I type show run section OSPF, I'm going to see the command. So let's go and configure R2. So R2 has both the IPs, so I'm going to type the IPs too. So config T interface FA00, IP address 12.12.12.2 255.255.255.0. So remember, this has to be the default gateway, but since I'm going to run routing, I'm not going to enable default gateway on a DHCP server. I'm going to type no shut, then I'll go to interface FA01, IP address 23.23.23.2, 255.255.255.0. I'll type no shut. Then let's enable interface loopback 0 with an IP address of 2.2.2.2, 255.255.255.255. Let's enable OSPF, guys. So router OSPF1, network 23.23.23.0, 0.0.0.255 area 0. I will do the up arrow. I will change this one to 12. And also I will do the up arrow. Then I will make this one to 0 and all those IPs to 2. And also remember, so this router is going to act as a DHCP client. So what I have to do, so my DHCP client is in this particular subnet, 12.12.12 subnet. So the interface facing that subnet, so in interface FA00, I must type a command called IP helper address. If I put a question mark, it give you some IPs. So it should be reachable IP address on R3. Either I can put 333 or I can put this interface IP. To show you guys the clarity, I will put 3.3.3.3. So what this command do, it takes the DHCP broadcast request from that segment and it's going to forward it to 3333. Right now this router don't know how to ping 333, but when I configure the when I configure router 3, by OSPF, that loopback will be visible. So even right now there is no much action. If I type show IP interface brief, exclude and assign, you will see the IPs. And also if I type show run section OSPF, you will see the OSPF commands. So we are building as we speak, guys. Let's go to R3. So that's a DHCP server. Config T interface FA01. IP address is going to be 23.23.23.3, 255.255.255.0. No shut. Then interface loopback 0. IP address 3.3.3.3, 255.255.255.255. Let's enable OSPF. So router OSPF1, network 23.23.23.0, 0.0.0.255 area 0. That's first command. Then network 3.3.3.3, 0.0.0.0 area 0. So as soon as I type this network 23, he says some duplicate addresses. Let's see what's the mistake there. Maybe I have assigned .3 to R2 also. Show run interface fast ethernet 01. Okay, the address is 3. Let's go to R2. Show run interface fast ethernet 0/1. Yeah, so I knew exactly. So error messages are good. So interface FA01. The IP address on this one should be 23.23.23.2, 255.255.255.0. So right now the error message should stop and I should establish OSPF neighbor relationship. That's right. So that means R2 should know about 3 right now. If I type show IP route OSPF, the 3, okay, show IP OSPF neighbor. Okay, then show IP route OSPF. 3 is learning because we put our IP help address as 333. If you look if you remember, when I type show run interface FA00, so IP help address command, I am pointing to 333. So guys, right now R2 has only one neighbor because R1 don't have an IP address still. Okay, show IP interface brief. So we are going to configure the DHCP server exactly same as the CCNA method. So very first command, I'm going to type no IP DHCP sorry, the command is IP DHCP excluded address. I don't want to give 12.12.12.2 because that's my gateway. Then I can type IP DHCP pool many advantage. You can type whatever you want, but I'm typing my keyword, the many advantage. So here I had to type a network. So network has to be 12.12.12.0. So there are two options, like either you can put /24 or you can put 255. Let's try to put /24. Your command is taken. That's it I need. So right now the client should get an IP address. So let's wait here. He already got the IP address from DHCP server. Just see what's happening. The IP address got from DHCP server, and also now the OSPF is up. So that's the beauty. So we made DHCP client. So if I go to R3, I should see 12.12.12 subnet. So that's another command. If I type show IP DHCP bindings, you will see the on R3, that's a DHCP server, show IP DHCP bindings. Again, don't worry too much. This is CCIE level. So you are going to see something called client identifier. So right now everything is working from R3 to R1. There is a connectivity. If I type ping 1.1.1.1, I'm seeing if I type show IP route OSPF, I should see 2 routes. In fact, 3 routes here, 222.1.1 and the link. R1 also I should see 3 routes. Show IP route OSPF. So guys, part 1 is done. I hope you guys enjoy the class. So remember, so in R3 I can type, if you want to do what you have done, you can type show run section DHCP. It's going to show you the command you type for DHCP. So I type IP DHCP excluded address, then I defined IP DHCP pool many advantage, then I defined the network. So guys, let's slowly continue. So this lab is done. We talked about DHCP client, we talked about DHCP relay, and we talked about DHCP server. So next one, I want to talk about this one, RIP version 2. So right now, since if I go to my router, so from R1, if I type show IP interface brief, my source address should be 12.12.12.1. If I go to R3, if I type show IP interface brief, so between 12.12.12.1 and 23.23.23, I'm going to build the GRE tunnel. So way to build is pretty simple, guys. You type interface tunnel, you can put a question mark. I'm going to put tunnel 0. Then I will define IP address 150.50.50.1 because it's router 1, 255.255.255.0. Then I will say tunnel mode. There are different mode exists, but I'm going to type GRE IP. And also I will say tunnel source fast Ethernet 00 from my router. Then tunnel destination is going to be 23.23.23.3. So if I type show run interface tunnel 0, is going to show me the tunnel 0 IP. Let's do one thing, guys. Let's create the loopback 100 also here. Interface loopback 100. I'm going through this tunnel diagram, so always draw the diagram and keep the diagram, okay? So interface loopback 100, the IP address is going to be 11.11.11.11, 255.255.255.255. Then I'm going to enable RIP on this router. So router RIP version 2, no auto summary, network is 11.0.0.0. I think the 150 is class B, so I type network 150.50.0.0. So router 3, I gave the commands on router 1 to router 3. So I'm going to change something, guys. I'm going to type exit no router RIP. Then I'm going to type interface loopback 100. I'm going to change the IP. So IP is IP address 33.33.33.33 255.255.255.255. So we'll say default interface tunnel 0 because I'm going to default interface tunnel 0. So I'm going to wipe all the commands from tunnel 0. I'm going to reconfigure interface tunnel 0. I think you guys know exactly what I'm doing. IP address 150.50.50.3 255.255.255.0. Then tunnel source fast Ethernet 01. Tunnel destination, whatever IP on R1 I got from DHCP as 12.12.12.1. Then finally tunnel mode GRE IP. Let's configure, then let's come and have a look. Router RIP version 2, no auto summary, the network 33.0.0.0, the network 150.50.0.0. So guys, I want to just show exactly what was done because I was configuring router 3 first. Show run interface tunnel 0. So when you configure GRE, you must define tunnel source and you must define tunnel destination. Tunnel mode, we type GRE IP because that's the default mode. That's why it's not showing in the configurations. And if I type show run section RIP, you're going to see the associated RIP configuration. So I'm going to go to router 1 and do the same thing. So if I type show IP interface brief, I'm not seeing any tunnel. So let's configure the loopback 100, interface loopback 100, IP address 11.11.11.11, 255.255.255.255. Then we'll go to create the tunnel interface tunnel. You can create any tunnel interface. It don't have to be 0, but as a best practice, both side matching is better. So I'll put interface tunnel 0, IP address 150.50.50.1. Other side I gave. So that means unless the tunnel is up, I will not be able to ping the tunnel address. Then I will say tunnel source fast Ethernet 00. Then tunnel destination is 23.23.23.3. Tunnel mode GRE IP. So if I type show run interface tunnel 0, just why I want to just do the comparison. On router 3, look at this one, 150.53. On router 1, 150.51. And router 3, my tunnel source is my local interface, tunnel destination is a remote end. R1 also just exact opposite. So you just crisscross this one, tunnel source and tunnel destination. So right now, what I'm thinking is the tunnel should be up because RIP there is no neighbor relationship. If I type show IP route RIP, okay, so we have to just let's ping the tunnel, ping 150.50.50.3. I'm pinging, so my tunnel is up. So RIP should be coming soon. So let's check the configuration itself, guys. Show run section RIP. Okay, show run begin router RIP. I didn't configure RIP. So router RIP, maybe I configure R2. I'm going to remove the configuration. Version 2, no auto summary, network 11.0.0.0, network 150.50.0.0. You have to always verify the configuration, guys. Show IP interface brief, exclude unassigned. Okay, I'm not seeing the tunnel address, that's okay. If I go to R2, did I configure RIP on that one? Show run section RIP. No RIP. Let's go to R3 and verify the configuration. Yeah, R3 configuration is right. So if I type show run interface tunnel 0, if I type if I do ping 150.50.50.3, I'm pinging. If I type show run interface tunnel 0, you are seeing. But if I type show IP interface brief, okay, it is showing right now. So 150.50.50.1. Let's type the same command here, show IP interface brief. Exclude unassigned. Okay, so but I have show run interface tunnel 0. It's iOS to iOS issue, but it should be seeing very soon. But for us, very important thing is when I type show IP route rip, do I see the rip route? That's good. So that's what I want to see. So I'm on R3, I'm seeing 11.11.11. If I go to R1, if I type show IP route rip, I'm seeing 33.33.33. But if I go to R2, R2 is somewhere in the middle. R2 will not know about anything. So that's the beauty of GRE tunnel. If I type show IP route rip, or if I type show IP route, I will not see 11.11.11 or 12.12.12 because they are tunneling right now. And also guys, I want to see some commands and see whether the GRE in action. Let's try to see whether we can see anything cool. I'm going to type a command called debug IP packet. So I want to see whatever activity is going on. I'm trying to capture, I'm going to see if I can capture. So OSPF is working because 224.0.0.5. I'm going to see if I'm running any kind of, I think if I want to see GRE, I want to do the debug on R1 also. Let's do that one on R1 too. Debug IP packet. Let's stop the debug here. So unall. So it's running EIGRP. So it's running RIP. Tunnel 0. I'm expecting IP protocol number 47. Another way I can do is I can just create access list and deny. So I'm going to stop it on all. If I say config T, just see what I'm going to do. I'm going to say access list 101 deny GRE any access list 101 permit IP any. Then let's go to interface FA00. We are just checking IP access group 101 in. Let's see whether GRE tunnel is going to kill. So that means if GRE is going to kill, my OSPF has to go down to. Let's check. Show IP OSPF neighbor. So hello packet is working. Hello packet is working. Okay, my RIP should be going down. There's nothing to do with OSPF. Show IP route RIP. Okay, we had to give. So let's do clear IP route star. Show IP route RIP. Another way, guys, if I type show IP access lists, just see deny GRE any is matching 16 packets. So that means very soon my tunnel is going to go down. So GRE is using IP protocol number 47. That's used for. Can I ping 150.50.50.3? It's failing. So clearly it says my tunnel is down. If I do show access list, I'm going to see more hit counts 40. So let's go and disable that GRE. So I'll go to interface FA00. No IP access group 101 in. If I type show IP access list, This is very old counters. You will not see counters increasing, because even we can remove this one too. I can type no access list. (101). So I'm going to remove, but I should be able to, very soon I should be able to ping my DMVPN tunnel. Let's try to see whether I can ping. Yeah, I'm pinging, so RIP should be up very soon. Show IP route RIP. So RIP routes are RIP. So guys, so that's the demonstration I want to give you. I want to show you guys about IP protocol number 47. Let's do our section number 3. In the section number 3, I want to configure router number 3 as a NTP server. So let's do that part, then we can complete this lab. So router 3 is a NTP server. What I'm going to do, show clock. Okay, so I'm going to, I said I'm going to change. Okay, so I'm going to say set. I'll go to exit mode. Set clock set. Hours will put 0001. Then it's asking the day. I'm going to put 1. Month I'm going to put January. Year I'm going to put 2015. If I type show clock, okay, so as I said in the question, I set to January 1, 2015. But if I go and check here time, show clock, it shows all time. So I want to make sure this time. So let's configure router 3 as a NTP server. So the way to configure NTP server, there's a command called NTP master. When I type question mark, I can type 1 to 15. 0 is always atomic clock. I'm going to say NTP master 2. So remember in the exam they might ask, this number is called statum number. It goes from 1 to 2. And now I'm going to say NTP source loopback 100. So in this case, I'm saying NTP source loopback 100. So let's go to R1. So in this that's it configuration, guys. I'm typing NTP master 2, and I'm typing NTP source loopback 100. I'm going to go to R1. R1, I'm going to say config T, and I'm going to say NTP source loopback 100. Then I'm going to say NTP. Here the command is NTP server 33.33.33.33. If I put question mark, remember there are other options called prefer source. I'm not going to worry about those ones. So NTP server 33.33.33. So technically I should be able to get the time from this NTP server right now. So I can type show run section NTP. So I'm going to type show run section NTP. So right now let's see the time. So we have there are a couple of commands. If I type show clock, oh, time is already changed, guys. Just see, it was before 2002. Now I got the time from my NTP server. You have to understand the time information is happening through GRE tunnel. So there are command called show NTP association. So here it is. So you can see it is already associated. And also there's something called show NTP, put a question mark, status. So status says clock is synchronized. It says statum of 3, because I define the statum as 2 here. So when you define statum of 2, when the client get the clock, it will get the statum of 3. Statum is nothing but how much believable is the time. So guys, it was a very quick lab. So command wise show NTP. So let's go and see the command. Okay, show run section NTP. So I type NTP source loopback 100 NTP master 2. So if you want to define a router as a NTP server, you define the command NTP master. So on the client now, if I type show run section NTP, so if you want to define where is the NTP server, you type the command NTP server. Both the cases I'm using my source is loopback 100. So again guys, this lab is a very good lab. So I use different concept for this lab. In the first lab, what we did, we created GRE tunnel here. So I created DHCP-HELPER-ADDRESS-GRE-NTP lab. So we finished this lab. Then I used the same lab to do GRE tunnel between router 1 and router 3. Then I used the same router 1 and router 3. I made router 3 as a NTP server, and also I made router 1 as a NTP client. Guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this CCNP-ROUTE features class, and we'll be doing another features lab. It's called VRF Lite in the next lab. Again guys, if you like this particular video, please go and subscribe to the Many Advantage in YouTube and tell your friends to subscribe to the same channel. Thanks for watching this video.